In this video, I'm going to show you how we meal prepped about 80 different meals for families with 5 to 6 members in their family in one day for a total of over 400 servings. But first, I want to tell you why. I'm David Gafford from the Barbecue Lab, and our family had all kinds of ideas on what kind of video to make to celebrate us hitting 100,000 subscribers as a channel, and it really came down to one thing: why we started this channel in the first place. Now, you might know us from the multitude of gear review videos that we've done. We review pellet grills, there's pizza ovens, outdoor griddles, fire pits, you name it in outdoor cooking and outdoor living, and we review it. But I get asked if seeing people getting geared up in the backyard is our passion, and the answer is, that's really only step one. I want everyone to have amazing cooking appliances to be able to gather people together. But in today's video, I want to show you why we are investing our lives in the Barbecue Lab. And it turns out it's all about you. Our mission is to equip 500,000 backyard chefs with the knowledge to create unforgettable experiences around food and fire. It's a callback to what we've been doing as a species for ages. If you look at recorded history, people have always gathered around fire and food, and the fire was the gathering point because that's where food happened. In turn, that became the place where community and the tribe happened. Now, that's why we're so passionate about outdoor cooking and outdoor living, because we believe that intentionally gathering your tribe to experience community is what ends isolation in an ever-increasing digital world. Now, we live in a society where we're trained to look about 1 foot in front of us at our phones, and the community and tribe aspect has gradually disappeared. Now, I want every single person who watches this YouTube channel to experience the same level of connectedness and community that we have here at the Barbecue Lab, where we found a community and a tribe through outdoor cooking. I want that for each and every one of you. And that leads us to today's video, where we're cooking 80 different meal prep freezer bag meals for a couple of families in our tribe who've had life come at them in the past few months. Now, in our tribe, we had a family with a recent serious medical diagnosis that was going to take their 2-parent household down to a working household of 1 for many weeks. We had another family where one of the parents of a very active family got called away for more than a year, and instead of saying the typical, "Well, let us know what we can do to help," here's what we said instead. "We know that you're heading into a difficult time, and we're going to help by taking care of 40 meals that you won't have to prepare while you're going through this. We're going to do all of the work. We're going to vacuum seal them and put them in your freezer, so when you don't have the energy or the time to make food for your family, we're going to have you covered." Now, this is where the tribe really shines. We set a date for the cook, and at 6 a.m. the morning of, the troops started showing up to light fires. Joel brought out his Outlaw Renegade trailer. I broke out the Lone Star Grill's 24 by 48 insulated offset, and I also brought out the Old Country Barbecue G2 offset smoker to round out the cookers for the day. We could have done this on smaller pellet smokers and had everyone bring their own grill to participate, but with a couple of barbecue junkies in our group, we broke out the big guns. Now, we purchased 12 bone-in pork butts, 2 cases of bone-in chicken thighs, and 20 pounds of ground beef from our local membership club. The Outlaw trailer was our chicken cooker for the day, and we meal prepped 2 types of chicken. The first was a barbecue pulled chicken recipe that we were making for pulled chicken sandwiches. We used a barbecue rub that we've been working on over here at the lab to season the thighs, and then they went straight on the Outlaw for about 45 to 60 minutes. Now, since we were going for pulled chicken, we were looking for an end temperature of 180 to 190 degrees, since the thighs are very pullable at those higher temperatures. Now, it wasn't just adults prepping or pulling the chicken, and our kids were involved wherever they could help. Pulling chicken turned out to be the perfect job for the young ones. We sauced the pulled chicken, weighed each bag to fit the family size that it was going to be going with, and loaded it into vacuum sealed bags and let the JVR Vac 100 vacuum sealer do the heavy lifting. About 20 sealed bags later, the barbecue chicken sandwiches were done. Next up was hot honey Cholula chicken that they could use for tacos and burritos. We used my fajita seasoning that I've been hiding here at the lab to give it a south of the border kick, and ran the chicken on the Outlaw for about an hour. Then it was the same as before. We pulled the chicken and mixed it with the sauce. In the end, each family got a half case of chicken thighs ready for tacos and another half case ready for barbecue chicken sandwiches. With the 20 pounds of ground beef that we picked up, our goal was to turn that into ground beef taco meat for easy taco nights for these families. Now, we have the ARG Pro Burner already installed in our outdoor kitchen and used a huge Lodge cast iron to make 5-pound batches of taco meat at a time. And this was a really super easy way to make a meal that's easy for us to cook and also easy for them to reheat. So taco meat was an easy addition, and I'm really glad that we added this in to the cook. For the pork butts, I can fit 12 pork butts on my Lone Star Grill's 24x48 offset smoker, and this thing just loves pork. It puts such a great bark on the outside. I knew I wanted this to be our pork grill for the day. We're cooking half of the pork to be for pulled pork sandwiches and the other half to be more of a Mexican carnitas style pork. And we realized that we were going to potentially have trouble mixing up which was seasoned with barbecue and which was seasoned with Mexican if we weren't careful. Now that's where the Old Country G2 entered the picture. We moved the carnita style pork to the G2 and left the Lone Star all barbecue. And when that opened a bit of the upper racks, the guys doing the cooking got some ideas about what else to cook. A few more pork shoulders magically appeared, and one of our guys even decided that a rack of ribs was also a good idea. Now we seasoned the barbecue pork with my sweet barbecue rub, and after about a 5-hour cook, I was happy with the bark on the outside, and it was time to wrap in foil. Another 3 hours on the grill and a minimum 2-hour rest in coolers, and it was time for the next team up to package the meals. Now this seemed to be the fun part that everyone and their kids wanted to be a part of. We had people pulling pork, then we had people mixing in the sauce, some others weighing the meat into bags, delivering those bags to the garage where they were vacuum sealed in the JVR Vac 100, then labeled and placed into a cooler. Now the pork carnitas finished last, and we didn't mix this pork with a sauce, but made sure to re-season with plenty of rub to lock in that spicy flavor before it goes into the freezer. Now we had a hard time convincing people that they shouldn't sample the merchandise as they worked. Now go change your gloves, Ken. Now, of course, we didn't let the cooking crew go hungry for the day. For lunch, Anthony picked up brats that we loaded on the upper rack of the Old Country G2, and that kept the workers well fed. Now, if you haven't smoked a brat in an offset smoker, this is something you need to try really soon. It's my new favorite way to cook brats, so let me know down in the comments if you want me to put together a video on that in the future. Now, my hope is that these meals are helpful for the families as they walk through life's circumstances. But the funny thing is, the meals did a real service to my tribe before even being delivered to the recipients. This day was a real community building activity for this group of guys. And these kids spent the better part of their day off screens having fun helping us achieve this goal. But now I pose the question to you. Do you have a tribe? Is someone you know going through some of life's circumstances? Could you show them some love by putting a couple of meals in their freezer? What if the next time you're running your grill low and slow for a single pork butt, you cook 2? And what if you filled your grill the next time you lit it up with the intention of having meals in the bank when someone needs them? I know that's what I want to do. I'd love to have a dedicated freezer that's just pre-cooked meals already prepped when I hear about someone having a baby, losing a loved one, getting unfortunate news from the doctor, or just going through the valleys of life. That's one of the benefits of living life with a tribe, where you're both a blessing and able to be blessed by the people you're doing life with as life happens. So now it's to you. What are your thoughts on this? Do you have a tribe? Is there a group of people that you can bless and be blessed by in turn? Let us know in the comments section down below, and let's talk about how we can build better communities around food and fire. I'm David, and this is my main tribe right here. This is Melissa, Addie, Ethan, and Uno. I couldn't do any of the work that we do here at the Barbecue Lab without my main tribe. And I think I can speak for all of us when I say that we can't wait to meet the next 100,000 of you who join along with us to make you the best backyard tribe leader that you can be. We're the Gafford family, and we can't wait to see you
on the next one.